Good morning, everyone. This is Rachel at the MPH Live. Today we are doing a little coaching video um, because I've been asked or I've found myself advising or counseling women so many times about this. I figure I should drop this little tip for women. Now, on a side note, before I get into it, ladies, do your breast exam. Do your monthly breast exam. Just do it. Get used to your breast. Get used to the tissue. Get used to how it feels so you catch when there is a change. This goes for guy also, the rate of breast cancer in men has been increasing. So it is important for men, especially if you have some breast tissue or you deal with gynecomastia, you want to do breast exam. Please just do it for your own good. But today, we are going to talk about caffeine and breast pain. Yeah. So what is this about? For up to 60%, actually, up to 60% of women deal with what we call fibrocystic breast tissue. That is when you get some cysts that form, during your whole cycle. At a certain time of the month, you will have some cysts that form, and you may notice it, you may not notice it. But one thing that the studies will say, and they will say it may influence, is caffeine. That's when you start having some tenderness or some pain. Okay, so as your cycle is going on, at some point of the month, you may have some breast tenderness and some pain. Now, there is the PMS symptoms, the typical PMS symptoms. You may have some of that too. But for those that actually deal with breast that forms some cysts, depending on where they are with the whole hormonal expression, they may have some more pain. Like it might actually really be tender, and you might actually feel the little, it's not nuts, but you feel the cyst. You feel it, and it's tender. So that there is really nothing to worry about, because as your cycle goes on, it goes away. So you go through this every month. Now, if you are a coffee drinker or a heavy caffeine intaker, you might want to try to stop it or cut it down during that time. And you may notice that your pain has improved. So I've seen so many young ladies, like various ages in the clinic, that will come and complaining about that. Now, let me make it clear. We are not talking about a new change in your breast tissue. Another reason why it is so important to do your own breast check at home monthly, but also yearly, typically the OBGYN or your GYN or your primary care will also do a breast exam. But here's the thing, they do not know your breast, and they may feel or may not feel things. Something that may feel normal to them, because by the time we are talking about like a very serious abnormality, and I'm talking about cancer, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious when you palpate. You can feel it depending on the stage, right? So that's not what we are talking about. I'm talking about a recurrent thing that happens every month. This is your natural, this is the natural behavior of your breast. Every month you go through that. It gets tender, you have the cyst, you feel those little lumpish thing. Let me not say lump. Ooh, those little lumpish things, which are actually cysts, and as your cycle goes on, it goes away. So consider decreasing your intake of caffeine and see if that improves. Personally, a lot of my patients, it solved the problems, or it cut it down greatly. It cut it down greatly. So that's the little tip I have for you today. You may say, well, Rachel, I like my caffeine. Well, like I said, decrease it if you are a heavy drinker. And if you cannot do without caffeine, but that's a suggestion, because a lot of women do not know that uh, um, that little habit they have may be participating to that pain they have to deal with every month. Now, if you have any questions for me, message me, um, text, call, email, comment, and I will reply.